We are covering the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA, focusing on the patient privacy basics you'll need to master for your phlebotomy certification exam. The exam tests your understanding of what constitutes protected health information, or PHI. Think of PHI as any piece of information that can identify a patient when linked to their health data. This includes obvious identifiers like a name or social security number, but also less obvious ones like a medical record number, address, or even a photograph. An exam question might ask if discussing a patient's diagnosis in a public waiting area is a violation. The answer is a definitive yes, which leads directly to the minimum necessary rule, a major concept on the exam. You are only permitted to access, use, or disclose the absolute minimum amount of PHI required to perform your job. For a phlebotomist, that means confirming the patient's identity with their name and date of birth and reviewing the specific lab orders for the current draw. You do not need to know their entire medical history. A classic exam trap involves a scenario where you see a coworker looking up the lab results of a celebrity patient out of curiosity. This is a severe violation of the minimum necessary standard. The exam will also test your awareness of everyday situations that can lead to breaches. For instance, discussing a patient's difficult blood draw with a colleague in the hospital cafeteria is a clear HIPAA violation. Be wary of questions that place you in a public setting like an elevator or hallway. The correct action is always to move to a private, secure location for any patient-related discussions. Another common focus is digital security. An exam question might describe a computer terminal at the registration desk left logged into the patient system and accessible to anyone walking by. You must be able to identify this as a significant privacy risk. Always position your screen away from public view and log out of systems when you step away. Verbal communication is also heavily tested. Imagine a scenario where a patient's spouse calls, asking for their partner's recent blood test results. You cannot release that information without documented patient consent. The exam will test your ability to navigate this. The correct answer involves adhering strictly to your facility's policy on identity verification and authorization. To remember these core principles under pressure, just think about keeping patient information locked. L is for limit what you share. O is for only the minimum necessary. C is for close your computer screen. K is for keep conversations private. E is for ensure you verify identity. And D is for don't be careless with records. Finally, understand that the consequences for violations are severe, with potential fines reaching up to $1.5 million per violation category per year. Knowing this reinforces why these rules are not just suggestions, but strict legal requirements you are expected to uphold. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.